Hey everyone, I'm fasting for Halloween like I mentioned in my last video. I mentioned a few weeks ago that when I'm fasting, things that used to seem like a big deal don't seem so mentally challenging anymore. And I experienced that today when I went to my favorite grocery store. I was picking up some stuff that I plan to use to break the fast tomorrow morning. And let me start with the past, because I want to contrast the two. Many years ago, I had gone to a convenience store to pick up some condoms, and I had lined up for the self-checkout line, and one of the cashiers said that she was available on this other lane, and I didn't want to line up in her lane because I had a crush on her. I didn't want her to see me buying condoms and using them on somebody else. And so I was trying to wave that it didn't matter for me to wait, and she was insistent on it. I got so frustrated that I was upset, and I had to drive 5 or 6 miles to another store to get condoms. And I wrote on their website as a feedback a very scathing complaint. I said that because of the nature of what I was trying to buy, condoms, right? You shouldn't put so much of a friction from people to buy condoms. You know, as somebody who works in a store like that, you should understand that if you call somebody to your lane, they don't want to come. There's probably a reason behind that. I wrote a very scathing complaint because I was upset about the implication of making it hard for people to buy condoms, right? I was 29 years old at the time. You imagine a teenager who's running into a situation like that. They might not have a car to go 5 or 6 miles away to get condoms. It felt like it endangered public safety. It's kind of like in 2020, if you put any sort of barrier between people and buying their mask, their hand sanitizer, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, right? But I was very upset. Well, earlier today I went to the grocery store. I was again lining up in the self-checkout, and one of the it's a line that goes to 4 different self-checkout stations. One of the machines that the cashier had just recently cleaned with a bunch of chemicals, so I didn't want to use it. I had the misfortune that one opened up first, and the attendant was trying to wave me to that machine, and I just brushed it off. That's all right, don't worry about it. I didn't have to explain why. I just said, don't worry about it. And she kept going, sir, sir. And I said, don't worry about it. And I just kept repeating that line. Oh, the problem is, okay, now somebody comes up behind me, and I wait for him, you can go in front of me. And just my misfortune, somebody happened to finish up as I'm waving him, and he goes into the other one, leaving the chemical-laden machine to me. And now I'm so frustrated. I put all my groceries down. I leave the store kind of in disgust. But I wasn't angry or anything. I just kind of shrugged it off as it's just a funny episode that I get to talk about on YouTube. So you can see it. When I'm fasting, things that upset me don't seem to, they seem to rub off a whole lot more. Which is why I wish I could stop eating altogether. Anyways, I think if you work retail, you should understand there are a bazillion reasons why somebody doesn't want to go to an open line, and you shouldn't treat that as an insult or anything, right?